Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 80 of what is now called the Jared McMullen Podcast. It is Tuesday morning, probably when this is going up, or Tuesday afternoon. But either way, I'm posting this Tuesday. So, happy Tuesday. It's been a while, obviously. I feel like every podcast is like, hey, it's been a few months. But yeah, it's been like over 2 months since my last one. And things have just been a little crazy. I think the last time I did a podcast, we just moved into this house. We got the studio set up for me to record stuff. And then that was kind of it. Life has just gotten crazy. The month of May was a bit of a strange thing. Cannot legally speak about it now, but one day soon you guys will get to the update of whatever happened then. But until then, the month of May was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was fun. Not sure how else to put it. There were some parts of it that were fun. Just really one bad day. The rest of it was pretty hard. Actually, two, if you count the disaster of a concert we went to. So that was strange. I'll get to that in a little bit, but really I've just been launching 2 businesses, and that's taken up a lot of my time. I'm redoing the Jared McMullen website and just kind of figuring out what content I want to start doing, because I have ideas for stuff, and I know I've talked about doing some stuff, but I'm just not like excited about any of it. Like some of it I am, but it's hard to explain. I just want to do stuff I'm excited about. So the 2 new businesses I'm excited about. So I'm going to get those up and running. One's already kind of running now, which is a consulting company that I am running. So it's like digital media and marketing consulting. So everything from video editing to marketing strategy to social media, account management to whatever else, podcast editing. Somebody reached out to me and helping 2 different people make videos for their YouTube channel. So that's been fun and like exciting and different and just something different that I enjoyed doing. And I've been doing that for a while, kind of with one company at a time. And that just always gets annoying. So I figured if I can do a few different companies, less hours, still like work the same amount, I guess, but just do it mostly remotely. I have like a few more things to take care of, and then it will be 100% remote. And yeah, I'm excited for that, because just going on the computer and helping people out with stuff is fun. And then focusing on my own stuff is fun too. And yeah, there's been everything from like, God, I was in did a commercial shoot a few weeks ago. So that was, nuts. I applied for a few different reality shows and whatnot. I mean, I always am every year. I apply for like 2 or 3 different things, but one of them seems pretty promising. I was going to apply. It's on TV now. It's called Holy Moly. It's like a giant mini golf game show. What the hell was that called? It used to be on ABC. What was it called? Wipeout. It's like Wipeout. I think it's through the same company, but it's like with mini golf mixed with Wipeout. And a friend of mine sent me the casting call in December? And I was going to apply for it. And by the time I read about it, there was like 2 weeks to apply. And it rained here for like 2 weeks straight. And they actually wanted a video of you mini golfing. So there were not a lot of places. All the indoor places were closed because it was like off season. But 2 of the outdoor places I just did not feel like going to in the rain. And yeah. And then now I see it on TV. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. But I don't know why they need it. Almost has nothing to do with mini golf. It's just more of Wipeout. But that's one. For those who don't know, I auditioned for Wipeout a few years ago when I lived in California. I got to like the second or third round of casting calls. Came down between me and a dude who was walking around with a giant banana stuffed with like other bananas, like real bananas, other bananas, stuffed animals, and other things. And there was just no way I could out-top that insanity on the spot without bringing something with me. I don't even know what I would have brought, even if I knew ahead of time. So, and then there are a few other things. So it's been fun, and a lot of the things that require video auditions, it's been fun to just kind of make silly and stupid videos and audition videos and stuff just for fun. So that's kind of what I've been doing as I get back into the groove of doing all this stuff. And it's been interesting, especially starting up this consulting thing, not like really doing anything yet. Like some guy was having me like help him with this podcast, and I'm like, yeah, it's blah, 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 and I'm kind of telling him what to do and walking him through some stuff. And then I was thinking, like, this is kind of weird because I haven't done one in a while. So how am I supposed to like help people when I have yet to be doing it for me in a long time? So that's kind of where I'm at now. And I'm not doing this just to do it, but I'm also been thinking about changing the format of this podcast around. It's hard to explain, but I want to bring some guests on, like just sit and talk with people, because an hour of me rambling only goes so far, even though everybody listens to it and like listens to it mostly all the way through. It's been cool. So late on Monday, I guess, shortly before I recorded this, I threw out some questions on Twitter for some of you to answer. I didn't write down who tweeted what, but I'm sorry. I just wrote down the questions. So I'll answer some of them, and then we'll just roll into what else has been going on in this neck of the woods. JR, what are your takes on the women's soccer team winning the World Cup? It's awesome. I don't really follow soccer. I watched the World Cup or whatever that was, 2013, 2014, whenever that was. That was really the last time I got into it, and I was really only into it because the company I was working for was like, hey, instead of working all week, you just want to go to the bar and get hammered at like 11 o'clock in the morning until like all the games are over. I'm like, okay, sure. So that's what we did all week. And then I was kind of into it, and then I just wasn't. I also don't have cable, so I refuse to sign up for cable. Actually, I think we do have cable here. I just didn't plug the box in. Comcast, God, they're so dumb because they have like a monopoly around here. Well, it's really a duopoly, but they're duopoly. But the other company they compete with, they both kind of sectioned off different areas of Myrtle Beach. Like, you'll take this neighborhood, I'll take this neighborhood. So in this house, it's a monopoly. We have one choice, minus like satellite and whatever. So yeah. And then there we go. Just making more notes down. Just thinking about stuff. So I called them and they're like, yeah, cable's like included with your house or whatever, which is a bizarre concept to me because nothing's free. So like, we'll send you some boxes. So I was like, all right. Then I forgot about it. It was sitting in the garage. And then Teresa wanted to watch something on TV. She wanted to watch The Bachelorette. So I was like, all right, I'll go plug the box in and then it'll be fine. So it's not working. I'm like troubleshooting it by myself for like a half hour. We ended up just finding a free stream online because we were trying to do the correct thing, but it just wasn't working. So then I called Comcast and I'm like, oh, well, our boxes need to be plugged in within a week. Otherwise they just stop working. And I'm like, well, that's dumb. No one told me that. Otherwise I just would have plugged it in and like left it. So they're like, yeah, you can return it and we'll give you a new box. And that was like a month ago. Just haven't done it. And I'm probably not going to until they ask me for it back, just because I don't feel like going. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to get up and drive all the way down there and then come home and plug the box in. No, thank you. Not right now. Got too much fun stuff going on. So it's pretty annoying. What the hell was my point of this? Oh yeah. So a lot of live stuff on TV we don't really watch unless it's like publicly available or something we're just like really, really into seeing. Like the UFC fight. UFC 239 last weekend, or this past weekend, was really fun. So that was something we got legally because we could, and we streamed it, and it was fine. The ESPN Plus app, 10 out of 10. We'll do that again. So yeah, someone said, how was the 4th of July? Jesus. Our 4th of July was good. We just kind of stayed home. What did I make? I cooked something. The hell did I make? Pizza? Yeah, that was our cheat day because we've been dieting and exercising. So we have a cheat day every week. It's mostly a cheat meal. It used to be a cheat day, and I was like, it's a whole day we're going to get sick, and we got sick. So now it's just cheat meal. So I made stuffed pizza. Last time I made it was New Year's, I think. Possibly. You pretty much just make dough from scratch. Yeah. Made some pizza sauce from scratch. Made a pound of bacon. Got some pepperoni. And then you take a cast iron, I think it's a 12-inch cast iron skillet, take like 3/4 of the dough, put it around the pan, the bottom and the sides of the pan, so it makes like a bowl. Then you fill it with the bacon, pepperoni, and like half a pound of cheese. And then you take the other fourth of the dough, spread it out, put it on top, so it makes like a cake or like a pie. And then you cut holes or just stab a bunch of holes with a fork through the top. Then you put the sauce on top, and then some Parmesan cheese. Put it in the oven at 450 for like 25 minutes. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful work of art. And I've gotten pretty good at it. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've made it in the past few years, and now it's just so easy. If you ever try to do it and you're making everything from scratch, make the dough last. Because I used to make the dough first, put it in the fridge, and then it just gets too hard and weird. If you take it right out of like the bread machine, or if you're using like a, what the hell are they called? KitchenAid or whatever. And as soon as it's ready, as soon as it rises, just put it in the thing and just start making it. It's my experience. I don't know if it's because it's humid here or like what the deal is, but it just dries out so quick, and it's a pain in the ass to deal with after the fact. Because I try and be efficient with my time, and it used to be a pain in the ass to make. So I was like, oh, I'll make the sauce one day, then the next day, make the dough, have everything ready to go in the fridge. Then when it's pizza time, put it all together. But no, doesn't work that way. But I made everything on the 4th of July pretty quickly. The sauce takes like an hour if you do it right, and the pizza dough takes like an hour and a half. So if you start the sauce while the sauce is simmering, go do the pizza dough. It kind of all be done at the same time, I guess. Well, the half hour that's left, you'll just use for the bacon. I know I've said it on here, and no one's asked me, but if you're going to make bacon, please do it correctly. If you're one of those people who don't eat bacon, I respect you, but I do, and it's beautiful. So all you do is, it's called bacon, so you bake it. You take the strips, get like not a cake pan, just like a pan that goes in the oven. Put some aluminum foil at the bottom, put the strips of bacon across, so they're not touching. Put some like dry rub on it. Go to like grocery store and get the Weber dry rub crap. We usually use like the brown sugar bourbon dry rub. Put some of it on each side. 425 in the oven for like 10 minutes. Then you take it out, flip it, put it back in for like 3 to 4 minutes, and boom, it's beautiful. It's done. Just take it out, put on some paper towels, and it gets crispy when it dries, and then you just eat it. It's easy. It's a lot easier than using the friggin' stovetop and having grease splatter all over you and burn your nipples. That's what happens to me. It's always my nipples. It's always my left nipple because, I don't know, it's my house, so I don't have a shirt on unless we have company. And yeah, so I'm usually cooking without a shirt on and always burn the hell out of my nipples with the pans. That's mostly my left nipple, and I'm looking at it now because I don't have a shirt on while doing this. You kidding me? And it's not scarred or anything, but God, it hurts. So I guess also wear a shirt when you're cooking. Speaking of food, somebody asked if I had a bad restaurant experience recently or any food poisoning stories. The last time I was food poisoned was in California at a Holiday Inn Express. I can't remember if the story was in the book or not. But I had really bad spinach and artichoke dip, and I was way too hammered to notice that it was bad. I guess it was like warm, and they didn't. I guess I don't really know what was wrong with it, but we narrowed it down because there was 5 of us, and 3 of us got sick, and 2 of us didn't. So we were able to narrow it down based on what people ate, and 3 of us kind of shared this spinach and artichoke dip, and it was gross. It was so gross. And the other 2 were like, yeah, we didn't eat it because it looked gross. Well, why didn't you say something? It was foreshadowing, like a year and a half of train wrecks. But that was the last time I was badly food poisoned. I felt like sick after certain meals, but I think it's just mostly because especially since I've been like dieting now, and it's really dieting, it's just like not eating garbage. When I do eat garbage or eat a lot in one setting, I just feel sick. Like 4th of July, I felt sick because I didn't eat all day, then had like half of a freaking stuffed pizza. Woof. And it's really like sick and nauseous, but not really like throwing up or anything. But bad restaurant experiences. What was the place called in Myrtle Beach that was terrible? Which breaks my heart to say because it used to be good. What the hell is it called? if you want to go to like a really good place, if you're in Myrtle Beach ever, a really good place is probably one of our favorites is Art Burger and Sushi. They obviously have burgers and sushi. It's usually what I recommend to anybody when they're like, oh, where should I go? It's Art Burger and Sushi. And they have a few restaurants that are good. Let's see. But so there's one company that has a bunch of restaurants, and they have two good restaurants that I've been to. Actually, I haven't been to the Chemist Bar, but that's one of my mom's favorites. And Art Burger's my favorite. But they own a place, Gordo's Tacos and Tequila. And I think we've been there twice or three times. We used to Uber Eats it because it's kind of near where our apartment was. So we used to Uber Eats it, and it was pretty good tacos. And then we just went there once, and I get it was off season, but like it was disgusting. Just the tacos were disgusting. Ugh. And then there are two taco restaurants where we live now, and one of them was disgusting, and the other one, everyone's like, oh my God, you have to go to the other one. That's like one of the best. So I was like, okay. And then another one is, what the hell's it called? In Myrtle Beach. That's good. It's at Barefoot. Let's see. God, what the hell's it called? I can't remember anything. Not Nacho Hippo. Not Gordo's. Just talked about it. Son of a bitch. We go there all the time. What the hell's it called? It's going to be like half the podcast is me figuring out this frickin' taco place. Taco Mundo. There we go. Taco Mundo. That's what it's called. That's really good too. It's in Barefoot. And there's also Lulu's Cafe kind of right next to it, which is supposed to be really good. My brother seems to like that a lot. Just every time we go to Lulu's, it's freaking packed with like a 45-minute wait. And then Taco Mundo has like no wait. So tacos are good. So what else is bad around here? I don't know. We kind of stick to the same few places when we do go out just because I'd rather just cook at home, and I just get so annoyed when we go to places. Our good friend Michaela, she had a birthday at Rio's, which is a Brazilian steakhouse here, and it was amazing. I'm so happy we went. And that was another night where I didn't eat anything all day. Not because of the diet, just because I was like, we're going to Rio, so I have to be hungry. And then like just stuffed my face, and then like there was cake, and I forgot about the cake, and it was so full. So yeah, I'm just trying to bad restaurant experience. But I guess any tips I can give you is any bad restaurant experience I've had all starts the same with like this weird vibe, like this is gonna suck. Usually takes forever for them to get to you, and it's not always, not all the time. A lot of places are just packed or like severely understaffed. And, you know, you order a drink, like water or lemonade or whatever, and just like takes forever. And like you just have this vibe. And I feel like people think once they sit down, they can't just leave. And I've been in situations where I'm like, you know what, we're just going to pay for these drinks and leave. Like it just feels weird. It's not clean. And also like pay attention to like the ratings outside. Because like I feel like every month Myrtle Beach posts like which restaurants failed like health inspection. They got a B or a C. And it's just not worth it. And if you really could, it'll like really help to just learn how to cook some stuff. Because even if it sucks, like it'll be cheaper and you made it. And once you learn how to cook, you'll be able to tell like, oh, this is garbage. It's just, I don't know. It's in season here, but so a lot of places are crowded. I'm just like afraid to like go out now. Was it not Arby's? Zaxby's was hit with like salmonella or whatever. And a bunch of places around here. I feel like we'll eat at a place and be like, it was meh. And then 3 weeks later, they're like, oh, they found shit in the kitchen. And we're like, oh, that's disgusting. Ugh, then you feel sick for the rest of the day. So yeah, if like you just walk in and has a weird vibe, just pay for your drinks and just leave. Because like it's not worth sitting there, spending more money, eating through terrible food. Just not worth it. Somebody said, what curls your toes every time to hear it? Curls my toes in like a sexually excitable way. I assume that's how that meant. Guess that's not like in a grinds my gears way. So I guess what makes me really excited to hear. I don't know. That's a terrible question. Oh yeah, also on the 4th of July, we, instead of watching the fireworks, we just watched the live stream of the Disney fireworks because I just didn't feel like going we were going to go to Broadway at the beach to watch the fireworks, and I just didn't feel like it. No, thank you. And then, God, just so much drama over fireworks, especially in this neighborhood. There was like a 500 comment thread on the Nextdoor app about fireworks, and like everyone just screaming at each other because technically fireworks are illegal in this development, but the roads are public, so I guess you could get fined by the HOA from shooting off the fireworks, but the police aren't going to stop you. Plus, they have better things to do around here because fireworks are perfectly legal here. Growing up in New York where fireworks were illegal, police really didn't give a shit on, I was going to say New Year's. Have I been saying New Year's? 4th of July. They just have, they don't care. So they're not going to care here where it's perfectly legal to just blow off M80s or to shoot your gun in your driveway. Somebody asked any live streams or podcasts coming up. Live streams, probably. I might start doing these live again. I'm just not sure. I just didn't feel like it this time for this one. See, what time is it? Because I have a meeting. No, still got some time. Cool. Thought I timed this out right. I'm also making bread currently, so if you hear beeping, that's the bread maker saying that the bread has been made. And I am 2 weeks into my training. I am training to do a 5K, which I never thought I'd do. I don't know why. We're going on a cruise, on a Disney cruise this year, and like, I don't know how to explain it. On Disney's private island, they do a 5K. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll be done at the end of August. Cool. So they do a 5K on Disney's private island, and I've never done it, and I've had no intention of doing it, but I was just like, hey, why not? So I downloaded an app. It's called Couch to 5K, which you start on the couch. You don't start on the couch, but I guess it's supposed to take couch potatoes like me. And just people who have not exercised ever. And get them to do a 5K in 8 weeks. So we're on week 2. Teresa decided to do it with me. And the first week was pretty brutal. Because you're going. I thought you just kind of get up and run. So what was it? About a month ago, I just got up and ran a mile, and that sucked. I was like literally laying on the front lawn, just laying there in pain for about 10 minutes. Then I went inside, took a shower, thought I was going to pass out. Didn't pass out, thankfully. And yeah, so we'll be participating in a 5K sometime before the end of the year. It's an 8-week thing. We're on week 2, so that'll put us down at the end of August. And according to the app, we'll be able to run a 5K. The last time I ran, which was 2 nights ago, you only do it 3 times a week. So I did, what did I do? I did 2.17 miles, so that's 2/3 of a 5K. But it's interesting. You could see like your progress. Like the first time I did 1.77 miles. Day 2, I did 1.81 miles and then 2.17. So I guess it's working. It just sucks, especially with the humidity here. Ugh. I just hate it. Well, not hate it. That's a strong word. Just extremely dislike it. So I'll keep you guys posted on progress. And I'll post my little medal. Because why not? But yeah, I am just terribly out of shape. So if you are also terribly out of shape and you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to go to the gym because I think going to the gym is just a waste of time. Just there's some workout apps. The Couch to 5K was just the one I was drawn to. It was $2.99 at the time. I purchased it. I don't know how much it is now, but yeah, just take it from me. If I could do it, well, I haven't done it yet, but if I could be on my way to doing it week 2 out of 8, then I assume anybody else could do it too. So yeah, that is just my thought on that. So hopefully before the end of the year, you will see a picture of me with a 5K medal, and hopefully I'm not sweating too bad. Hopefully my time is good. I don't know. What the hell is a good time even for a 5K? I guess the average is like 7 to 9 minutes for a mile, and if it's 3 miles, so 21 to 27 minutes. All right. I'm nowhere near that time now, but I guess we'll get there. We'll see. And it's cool. It's not like I thought it was just going to be like, all right, go do a 5K, see ya. But it does walking, jogging, and like different intervals of stuff. And it sucks, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's good. It's kind of fun. So if you guys are doing it too, add me as a friend on there. I think you could just search usernames, just search for Jared McMullen or whatever. Add me as a friend, and we can go for jogs and runs together, or however. I don't even know how that works. I'm just making stuff up, but you can add friends. I haven't even had Teresa as a friend. I don't even know how to do that. So therefore, she also hasn't added me. She asked me to do it, but I don't know how. So if you can figure it out, add me, I guess. Then I got a nice conclusion to the Nissan story. A few podcasts ago, I posted about a crazy, terrible Nissan experience that I had at the dealership in, where is it, Maryland? Maryland, when we were coming back from Jersey to see John Mulaney and Pete Davidson. Great thing. I'm not recapping all of it, but pretty much we were overcharged by like $350, $400 for a part for the car. And I went back and forth with the dealership. They kind of just told me to go fuck myself. I called corporate Nissan. They kind of pretty much told me that there was nothing they could do because it was on the dealership part of it. And that was it. So I'm probably going to call them again just to be like, the hell. So I disputed it with my bank. A few people suggested that on Twitter and just in real life. Are like, just dispute it with your bank. And I'm like, the bank's not going to care. But the bank did care. So I disputed with the bank. I said, look, I was charged $517 or something. I really only should have paid like $150. So I was disputing the difference between that, so like $370 something or whatever. So the bank was like, all right. And then they emailed, so this was in like April or March when I disputed it. I disputed it like April 7th or something. So they finally emailed me back like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever last Friday was. And they were like, yeah, here you go. Here's your money back minus the $150. So I was like, oh, cool. So dealership kept the $150 and I got my $3 something back. So that was good. And now I'm going to call Nissan again and be like, WTF. Like, it's so ridiculous that I had to go to the bank. There was like months of deliberation. I had to send in all this, I guess, proof. Like, how do you prove you were overcharged? So I was just going online, finding different prices for the part, had audio recordings of me talking to them, audio recordings of me in the dealership. And that's the thing now, with you guys, if you're ever in a crazy situation, sometimes it's a little too late. May was very clear. Sometimes you're in a situation it's too late to record, but always record. Like, as soon as you realize, like, oh, I might be getting screwed here, just start recording. Just start recording. Because with the dealership, we lucked out because I had my dash cam on, and when I was making calls to different dealerships to get pricing, all of that was recorded. So there was just a lot. There was just a lot there. So we pretty much had our whole journey from hitting the pothole to calling all our dealerships, getting the tire fixed, getting a new tire, getting the new rim, and because we bent our rim, allegedly, and just getting all that stuff. So had all of that video and audio proof. And then I started taking audio once we were in the dealership. So I don't know, once you realize you're in a situation where somebody's trying to play, you don't have to make it obvious. Just take your phone out, open voice memos, or just start recording on your camera and just put it upside down. So you're videotaping the ceiling. I don't know. Just put it down and just I don't know how to explain this. Just ask questions in a way that makes them recap what's going on. So like, don't start recording and start being a dick. Like, don't start recording and be like, oh, you're overcharging me, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, so how much am I being charged? And they're like, oh, well, originally by the time we got there, it started at $150 something. Then by the time we got to the dealership, it was $400, and then they were going to install it for free. So I was like, so how much is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be $400 and we're going to install it for free, blah, 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 blah. Going to talk to my manager and see if we can get that price down for you. Okay, guy. Leaves, comes back. No, blah, blah, blah. It's actually going to be about $500 since we can't install anything for free. And I said, well, just give me the part. I'll install it myself. And they were like, no, because it needs to be balanced and blah, 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 like just all this crap. So, and what happened was there was, what did they charge? Okay, so they charged $517, which nobody could figure out. It was a really odd amount. And what I think happened was, Teresa and I were talking like to each other, like, this is a lot of money. Are we going to be good? Do we need to like call somebody to like borrow money for the day? Do we need to like get the credit card? Like, what do we need to do? Because we're anti-credit card currently. And I was like, well, and I checked the debit account and I was like, we have $570 in the joint account. And the dude, this is when everything was $400, kind of looked up and then walked away. And I think he thought I said we had $517. So when he came back, he said with tax and everything, it's going to be $517. And there were all these miscellaneous charges and all this crap. So thankfully, he did not hear us correctly. And we had like money to get home and whatnot for gas and all that crap. So I sent all that audio recording into the bank and to Nissan, just saying like, here's literally the part where it's $400. We say we have 570. Even on the recording, it sounds like 517. Like it's very muffled because we're like whispering to each other, but you can clearly hear 5 says like something, 517 or 570. And the guy literally like says, I'll be right back. Let me go talk to my manager. No, he says we actually charge you wrong, blah, blah, blah. The total with all the charges will be $5, I wish, $517. Even like 0 cents. It was like bizarre, very bizarre. So thankfully we were recording. So we are kind of recording late when we got there technically. So if you're ever in a situation you feel like you're getting screwed, just start recording, ask questions over and over again, play dumb, have them kind of recap what's going on, and just be very careful with your words. Don't say like, well, that's all I said was we called around and we got a quote for this amount. Well, it would be this amount, and we could actually do it cheaper if you buy 4 new rims at $250 each. And I said, well, why can't I just buy 1 rim at $250 each? And he's like, well, if you just want to buy 1, we don't have any in stock. We'll only have them in stock if you want to order 4, which makes no sense. So just getting that part of it recorded, I guess, was good too. And then obviously asking for people's names and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure that's why we won the dispute, because we had all that evidence of just a bizarre day. And all I wanted to do was do the right thing, and I'm glad we paid the $150, got the 3 something back that I think we were overcharged. And yeah, I just wish the dealership would have done it months ago for themselves. So, oh, Nissan. So strange. Speaking of terrible things, the week in May, that was a little bananas. Ended with Shinedown playing 2 nights at the Myrtle Beach House of Blues. We were going to go to both nights, but tickets were just pretty expensive. So we got tickets cheap for Saturday night, which was allegedly sold out, but it was not, because people were selling tickets left and right for like really cheap. So we got tickets. Friday night apparently was a good show. Saturday night we get there, said doors open at 7. Shinedown is on at 8. That's what it said promoted. Like Shinedown comes on at 8, not show at 8. Opener comes on at 8. Like it was just Shinedown hits the stage at 8 o'clock. So we're like, cool. Got there at 7. Found a nice spot. It was fine. It's like 7:45. A dude from like Rock 107 in Myrtle Beach comes up. He's like, you guys ready for Shinedown? Woo, start chanting Shinedown, Shinedown, Shinedown. Blah, 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 blah. And I notice, like, as the band's getting ready to come out, I'm like, if there's no opener, there are 2 drum sets on stage, which looks cool, but usually they do that for like, one's an acoustic set, like acoustically tuned set, and one's tuned for like the rock heavier side of it, which was fine. So like 9:15 rolls around. So an hour and 15 minutes after, like, are you guys ready for Shinedown? Here they come. An hour and 15 minutes later, Shinedown comes out. Just the singer, Mr. Shinedown himself. does an a cappella song of Black Hole Sun, which was pretty cool. Then he's in a suit. The drummer comes out in like a 80s workout glam outfit with like glitter. So he's all dressed up nice, and like the bass player just came out in a tank top. He didn't give a shit. And the guitar player was dressed nice. I was like, oh, okay. So then they just did a night of acoustic, which was fine, but it was, I don't know, none of it was like sound checked or tuned for an acoustic setting. It was weird. Like, it was so weird. Just the way they did it all felt weird. There was like 2 to 3 minutes in between each song of them just like rambling, not even like talking to the crowd, just rambling. And they said, we're going to be taking requests. And I kid you not, we were on the upper deck and they could see because there weren't like strobe lights or anything. So whenever they would look up, there was maybe, I'm not even joking, about 25 signs for them to play a song called I Dare You, which is one of my favorite songs by them. And they're doing acoustic, and usually when they've done it in the past, it's always acoustic, so why not if you're already doing it acoustic? And they just kept saying, they said we're going to take requests. Then like halfway through the night, they're like, yeah, we might do a request or two. They did not. They didn't give a shit. Then they were trying to figure out what key the song was in, and they're just like debating. Like, is it A minor? Oh, it's A minor. Oh, yeah, we forgot. Like, this is your job. Like, you guys picked the set list. What is happening? And just like talking to each other, and it was just weird. I get they were trying to do like a laid back, chill kind of night, but it was just such a disappointment. We actually left. I was ready to go maybe 20 minutes in, and a lot of people around us were ready to go. And they were doing acoustic songs that should not have been acoustic songs. I get when they write songs, they all start as acoustic, I guess, but no one wants to hear an acoustic version of Bully. Like, nobody really wants to hear that song to begin with. And certain songs were good, but just why? Just plug a guitar in, go to the other drum set. And they kept like teasing it, like, oh, we got a surprise for you guys. And it wasn't. Just the encore, they decided to plug their instruments in, but it was just such a disappointment. And if they advertised it as like Friday we're doing an all rock show, Saturday is an all acoustic show, that would have been fine. But they were just advertising it as 2 nights, different set lists, coming on at 8, and they just didn't. So they were hour and 15 minutes late. So they only played for an hour and a half, not even the full hour 45 that they could have. And God, I was ready to go maybe 20 minutes in. Teresa was ready as hell to go. And she really liked Shinedown. That was like the first concert we went to together, and she really enjoyed them. But she was just like, "What happened to them?" It's like what she said. And then other people I went to the Friday night we were talking to, they're like, "Yeah, no, last night they rocked. Like they were amazing." And this was just like everybody was just so bored. And God, I'm not seeing them again anytime soon. That was just such a waste. It was a waste of money, but it was just funny. Like I had this really stupid week. Dealt with crap all week. It was like, we'll go to a concert, have fun, we'll rock out, it'll be a really good show, and just like so disappointed. We went to Taco Mundo before the show. It's usually our pre-concert go-to. And it was really good. So I'm glad at least dinner was good. So then on the other hand, a month later, we saw A Day to Remember. So at the end of June, A Day to Remember came in here with Boston. What the hell is it called? Boston Manor. And then, who was their other opener? Boston Manor. And then Knocked Loose. And holy hell, what a weird lineup. Boston Manor was really good. Knocked Loose was just not my cup of tea. I don't know if you've ever heard them. You can just put them in on YouTube. I just couldn't get over the dude's voice. Like when he would scream, it was just bizarre. And it was funny. But they were entertaining. They were a good opener. But 20 minutes in, I'm like, all right, let's just bring out A Day to Remember. And I was even more anxious because of how terrible the Shinedown concert was. I was just like, oh, man. It's not cool. So it's funny. Like Teresa was tweeting Shinedown, like so excited, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait to go to this concert. And they were like tweeting her back stuff like, oh, can't wait. It's going to be fun. And then like that night, she's like tweeting them like how, and even after the concert, like how disappointed she was. And they just didn't respond. So like you're only going to respond when someone says something nice about you? Like, really? So I'm going to cut this little section out and send it to them. Be like, the hell? Like, just at least acknowledge that was a terrible night. And maybe come back and, I don't know, just do better. That's what I say to people now, because a cop said that to me a few weeks ago. And I'll get to that. It's going to be a long podcast. But no, the A Day to Remember concert was amazing. Just amazing. Probably hands down the best concert I've ever seen. Last time I've seen them was 2012, and they were good. It was right before their Common Courtesy album came out. And this, I guess they have a new album coming out soon-ish. They just haven't announced any singles or anything yet. So it was cool just seeing them play. They played like half of the Homesick album, and amazing. A lot of fun, loud crowd. Then during a song Better Off This Way, they had some dude coming out shooting T-shirts out of a T-shirt cannon. And we were at the top of the balcony, but in the back, it's weird the way the House of Blues is in Myrtle Beach. They have these benches that you have to pay like $100 for to sit at. But then behind the bench, there's like a tiny table area where you could put drinks on, and we were against that. So there were people behind us and people off to the side, and I was teaching Teresa like concert etiquette of like when I have to go pee to like man spread and take up like five people's worth of section so nobody takes my spot when I come back. And she did pretty good. There was like this stupid little girl that like came in at the end and was trying to take my spot the last time I went to pee, and I just like boxed her the hell out to the point where she was severely uncomfortable. And that's kind of what you have to do at concerts, but I was like, it's 2019. It's the Me Too movement. She looks like she's 16, 17. How do I box her out correctly? So I had to use my old school lacrosse skills and like pretty much wrap my foot around her foot and like pull her out of the way slowly and like be shoulder to shoulder, but not lean. I don't know how to explain it. Just like pretty much be so close to her that she's so uncomfortable that she has to leave, but without like aggressively putting pressure on her. If it was a dude, I would have been like putting half my weight against his shoulder until he left. Took maybe like 15 minutes too long to like get her the hell out of my spot. And then I was comfortable again. Like go anywhere else. But that show was sold out. There was a girl on Facebook Marketplace, because we didn't get tickets in time. They sold out in like 20 minutes, and I just didn't feel like getting them at the time. Selling them on Facebook Marketplace for like half price. So I met her at some restaurant that she worked at. I'm like, why are you getting rid of these? She's like, I don't really even know who they are. So I'm like, oh, cool. She won them on a radio contest. I'm like, why are you calling in to win tickets to stuff you don't even want to? But she said something how her boyfriend was excited to see them. So I don't know, something happened with her boyfriend. She was going to go with him, got him tickets. Something happened. Now she's selling them. Whatever. Worked out for us. So anyways, during Better Off This Way, they're shooting T-shirts, and the way we're standing, I'm like, we could pretty much catch a T-shirt if it's shot right, because it's going to go over everybody's heads. So they shoot one, and it's coming like right at Teresa's face, and some guy like tips it at the last minute. The people ahead of us tip it. So she like raises her hand, and is coming down with it, and this fucking woman out of nowhere, not the same girl I boxed out, I would have like been so pissed and just told her, punch her in the face. This other woman like grabs the shirt as Teresa's coming down from her little jump with it. And they're not fighting over it back and forth, but they're both just aggressively hanging on to it. And I'm just staring the girl down because in terms of percentage of shirt, Teresa had like 75% of the shirt. This woman had like the collar. So Teresa has more of the shirt. So you kind of lose. And now the girl's like pulling on the shirt. So now I grab the shirt in case Teresa decides to be nice and like just let go. Hell no. So it took way longer than it should have. Maybe like 20 whole seconds of them kind of going back and forth with the shirt. And the girl finally lets go, then goes back to her spot, which was like on the other side of the building. So I guess she was just following the dude around with the shirt cannon, like just following the cannon to try and catch one. But Teresa got a shirt, and it was funny because right before Day to Remember came out, she's like, I'm going to go look at the merchandise and get you a shirt. And I'm like, nah, I really don't want an overpriced shirt. I already have a shirt from the last time I saw him. It did a meet and greet. It was a VIP shirt somewhere around here. I was like, I don't really need a fucking $50 shirt. I said, plus when the tour is over, they'll have them on their website for like half off. So we'll do it then. And she caught one. So cooler shirt. I didn't see the shirts they had for sale, but it's definitely cooler than what I thought it was going to be. So amazing experience. If you want a good concert, go see A Day to Remember. It was a ball. A ball. And I'm fighting some sort of sickness. Teresa's been sick for like years, it feels like. So my body's fighting off whatever she had. So that's why my voice is kind of going. So a few weeks ago, there was a thing on Facebook, and they were looking for like extras for a local commercial, and a woman that I know was like involved with it. So I emailed her and was like, hey, if you're still looking for people, she's like, sure. So, not going to say where it was until it was like done, but it was at an attraction in Myrtle Beach. So went down there. It was 2 days of shooting. The first day was from like 3 to 9 or 9:30. Then the next day was like 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. Crazy ass day. So that was fun, but I didn't realize. She's like, yeah, could you just send me some pictures to give to the team for them to approve? Because they have to approve all the quote actors. So I was like, okay, didn't ask for like anything, acting experience or whatever, because I have none. So I sent them headshots that were taken when I did my book cover. And she's like, cool, come just like that. And I'm like, oh, cool, because my hair needed to be cut. I needed to shave, so I did all that. Got my hair cut that day, shaved the next day. And it was fun. It was weird. Met some cool people. Met a lot of cool people, but it was just a very weird experience. Just very different, very slow, very like, hey, here's some food, hang out in this room for like 3 hours with a bunch of people, and we'll come get you when we feel like it. I'm like, okay, we're getting paid just to kind of fuck around. Then you bring like all these change of clothes, and they're like, do you have something more fun? And I'm like, I don't know. You told me to bring 4 different outfits. Here are my 4 outfits. I wear these clothes. Like, how much more fun do you need? Want me to go shirtless? So it was fun. It was, so I was leaving. It was like 9:30 at night. Teresa came to pick me up because she had the car. I'm trying to forget. I don't know why. But whatever. She dropped me off in the morning. I think she was working that day. Dropped me off in the morning and then picked me up at night. So now I'm driving home because she was like exhausted. She was like asleep in the car when I got there. And yeah, I guess out of all the places to sleep at Broadway at the beach, the car is the safest. So I'm driving, and I really was not paying attention. I was exhausted. My feet were killing me because they put me in these terribly uncomfortable flip-flops all day. I have these Mickey Mouse Crocs that are amazing. They're like flip-flop Crocs. They don't even make them anymore. They're just amazing. Like, it just feels like you're walking on air. And I've had them for 7-8 years now. Too many years. And they're just great. So I brought those, and like, they asked if I had any other flip-flops, and I brought regular flip-flops, and I tried to undersell them. Like, yeah, these aren't that great. They're like, no, that's perfect. So I was in like these uncomfortable, they had like no padding. They were just so hard. Oh, it was terrible. So my feet were like throbbing. So I get in the car, so I'm not paying attention. I just want to get home. And I made a weird turn. I was supposed to make a left, and there was a 4-lane intersection. So I made a left thinking it was a 2-lane intersection. So I went into the second lane on the left-hand side. So now I'm in oncoming traffic. Thankfully, there's nobody around because it's like 9:30 at night. And there's a cop, of course, right there, like right in the lane that I'm turning into. It's hard to explain. So the cop is just staring at me like, what the fuck are you doing? So I turn around, like just in one kind of swift motion, just turn all the way around. So now I'm in like the correct lane driving, but just the opposite way that I need to go. So I roll my window down, and the cop rolls her window down, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I had a really long day. I just wasn't paying attention. And she's like so baffled. She just looks at me. She goes, just do better. And she's like so angry. I'm like, I will. I'm sorry. And then the light turns green, and she just kind of takes off. And I was like, God, should have pulled me over for like, what the hell even is that? Just driving on the wrong side of the road. Not paying attention. God. It was so bad. I think she was just so angry. Like, she was just so angry. But I was just, it was an honest mistake. Just an honest mistake. Shit happens. And it's just my explanation was like, I just wasn't paying attention. I'm tired. I think she just gave me a break just because of how, just so overwhelmingly sincere and tired I seemed. It was just, so done with the day. Could you just pull me over and drive me home? Is pretty much what I just should have said. But just do better. Trace and I say that to each other whenever, something happens. Whenever somebody drops something or, does, something ridiculous. We always just look at each other and say, just do better. And it's motivating and inspiring. So thank you, nice cop lady woman, for not pulling me over. She probably just didn't feel like pulling me over and doing all the paperwork for that crap. Just flying into oncoming traffic. And then easily correcting myself. And I think that was part of it too. I think if I looked at her what? Or just didn't, if I just ignored her. But I knew exactly what the hell was going on. And I think that was part of it too. She looked at me and I knew. Yep. So much shame on my face. God. Oh well. So yeah. Guess another tip. If you're about to get pulled over and a cop is just baffled by whatever the hell you just did, just apologize. And just be real. Because in most awkward situations, you just want to ignore the cop. I'll just pretend I don't see him. They see you. They know what's up. Just roll your window down, stick your head out, and apologize. And maybe they'll just tell you to do better. God. Oh, well. So that was terrible. That was my my acting experience. Hopefully, let me check their website to see if it's up. I don't think so. It's probably going to take a while, even if they even use this stuff, because this was their fourth commercial shoot because they hated the first three. Yeah, their website's not done yet. Jeez. All right, see if anybody messaged me any questions. Not messaged me, tweeted me at McMullen Jared. Any questions? And going to be doing these once a week, and hopefully we'll turn this into something more fun. Because me just unloading on my week isn't really fun to do every week, and probably isn't that fun to listen to. So. Anyways, tweet me at McMullen Jared if you're listening to this. Let me know what you think. If you, what? Oh, that's not me. If you, I don't know why I was just checking other people's tweets to see if they, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Zoned out for a second. But anyways, if you enjoy this, subscribe by going to Apple, iTunes, or podcasts, or whatever the hell it's called now. Typing in the Jared McMullen podcast. Subscribe. You can subscribe on iHeartRadio or Stitcher or even Spotify now. Wherever podcasts are from or found, I'm there to find. I have a meeting soon. Jeez, this is not going to go well. I need to wake the F up. That's what I need to do. And yeah, I'm just going to be posting stuff. Just going to get back into creating and doing fun stuff. So hopefully we'll turn this into, if you have any ideas of what this podcast should be turned into, let me know. Because open to some ideas, I guess. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you this time next week. No, maybe Monday. Or will I shoot them Monday? I don't know. I'll see you this time next week. Maybe I'll go live next week and do one of these. See ya!